everybody, and welcome to It's All a Work. So, as always, we have Hangy Mangy down here. We have Dreschen on the right, and what we're going to be going through tonight is we're going to be going through SmackDown, and we're going to be going through the Elimination Chamber that just happened Saturday at 5 a.m. That's right. It happened at 5 a.m. As a matter of fact, it happened, guys, at 4:30 a.m. If you were where I'm at, where y'all are at, it happened at 3:30 a.m. and 4 a.m. How was that waking up?
I woke up at 2:30. I rolled over. I said it. I put on Peacock, and then I rolled back over and went to sleep, and then woke up at like 3:30 and caught the first opening of it. But yeah, that was fun. that was a fun wake up.
I mean, I was not a fan of the wake up, but I was there. I made the wake up. So
yep. Yeah, I will admit that now Dresh, I know you didn't have this luxury, but I did go back to sleep before my shift because I had to work a 10-hour shift after Elimination Chamber. G, I know you did as well. So yeah,
I did not, unfortunately. I had to do stuff.
Yeah, I as soon as the elimination, technically before it was done, I had to start doing stuff for work. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So so guys, as always, we encourage y'all to chat and give us your opinions. Obviously, this is a show that we give our opinions on, but we want to hear what y'all have to think, or what we all have to think. We all have to say and what y'all think. We would love to know. Please be active in the chat. We would love to hear from you. There is no wrong opinion unless it's Dresh giving his opinion. No, just kidding. So we're going to start out with SmackDown. This past Friday, we're going to go over the major highlights like I outlined last time. And then we'll get into the meat of everything, which was the Elimination Chamber. So SmackDown, your matches are going to be, it's going to start off with Liv Morgan and Tiffany Straton with Bianca Belair at ringside. So there were just a couple things that I made notes of. You know, Liv had a nice off the top rope code breaker. You know, Tiffany Straton actually did something I thought was really cool. She went for her prettiest moonsault ever. She missed it, but she landed on her feet and then did a back roll through. Obviously, she has a gymnastic background, and I think that she is really, really good with that. I marked that Straton was afraid to let go of the top ropes for a powerbomb. I don't know if you caught that, G. There was a part where
I did catch that.
I say Liv had her, and they hesitated, and it was just a sloppy powerbomb just because, you know, just whatever. So basically the end was, you know, Straton goes out, takes this cheap shot at Bianca because Bianca is over there, and Bianca doesn't want Straton to win and is in Liv's corner basically. So Straton comes out, hits a cheap shot on Bianca. This has Bianca get involved. Liv rolls up Straton. When Straton gets back in the ring, Tiffany kicks out, shoots Liv into Bianca. This stuns Liv for a moment, and then Tiffany rolls up Liv for the win. Decent match, not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
So I really dig the women's wrestling lately. Y'all know that. So you know, I'm here for it. Even if they don't do as well as the men, sometimes they blow the men out of the water. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
Moving on, we had the Drew segment. Drew says the title needs him as much as he needs the title. Bobby shows up, talks about how he made Drew pass out from the Hurt Lock all the way back in WrestleMania 37. Guys, was there any other time that Bobby was featured for the Elimination Chamber at all? Outside of winning his match.
Outside of winning the match? No, not really. No, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
It's just... so my thought process, and y'all can back me up here or not, I think he may have replaced Bronson Reed, who, congratulations, had a kid.
Yep.
So
congratulations
to Bronson Reed. Yep. So I'm thinking he was maybe a replacement for that, and it was just kind of, you know, hey, throw Bobby Lashley in there because they needed a monster, and Bobby was that monster. But
true that. Does that mean that Bronson would have had the same fate as Bobby did in the chamber? I mean, we'll get to it, but man, I can't see Bron. I can't see
I don't see
Bronson going
that
out like
happening.
that. Or not Bronson, but
Nah, I
Bron
don't see
going out
that
like
happening.
that.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like it would have ended a little differently. More so, maybe KO going out first, maybe even Logan going out first. But nah, I don't see Bronson going out first. Not in that capacity. No.
I think we've messed up our names, by the way. I think that we started saying Bronson Reed. I think it's Braun Breaker, not Bron.
What?
I said
No.
Obviously, we started saying Bronson. I don't know if we said Bronson Reed, but it is Braun Breaker. That's we may have messed that up, or at least I did.
No, it is Bronson.
No, it's Braun Breaker.
It's Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker
Wait,
just
what? No.
Yeah, Braun Breaker just had a kid. That's why he wasn't.
Well, also Bronson Reed just had a kid too.
Oh. Well, good job, Bronson Reed. We didn't know you had it in you. So, anyway, moving on. So there's an Ashante and Cedric segment. Not excited about it at all because I don't know much about them. I mean, Cedric. I know more about Cedric than Ashante, but we'll see where that goes in the coming weeks. I'm assuming it's going to be something that happens after WrestleMania. There's a Bloodline segment. Jimmy bragging to Roman about what he did to Jay. Roman says, "Who sent you to do that?" And he's like, "It was Paul. I did what Paul said. Paul sent me to do it." And Roman was like, "Man, you're just going to dime him out like that, huh?" He's like, "It was me. I was the one that sent you to do that." And Jimmy goes for a dap up. Roman leaves him hanging. Paul says, "Grayson Waller's here." Roman says, "Bring him to me." Brings us to a very good debut match for Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker versus Dantae Chen. Rest in peace, Dantae. Obviously it was a squash match.
Just straight squash.
Very, very good. I mean, it really showcased Braun Breaker. Braun runs the ropes at 23 miles an hour. That's the quickest that he's been clocked as running. Now, obviously, that's a work, but he's obviously still fast as hell. So basically, I mean, like, again, it was a squash match. I think Dantae got one piece of offense in there, and that was about it. But Braun Breaker hit one hell of a devastating spear. Braun Breaker picks the win up. I mean, we've talked about it before, but after his debut match, what do you think, G? I mean, Braun is gonna make do on all of this hype, right?
Yeah, he's gonna make do. There's no doubt about it. That man is a beast. He is legitimately replacing he who should not be named the Beast Incarnate. So I feel like he is legitimately replacing Brock because that man is a monster. Just give him time. I want to see what more he can do in that ring.
I agree. Apologize for my unprofessionalism. My trash can just hanging open. Why don't we go ahead and fix that right now? So anyway, then we're gonna hit up a Judgment Day segment. Finn says Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne don't stand a chance against them. Damian says after JD and Dom get done with them, only one thing is going to be left at the chamber to do, and that is going to be to pick up the pieces. We then get an LWO segment with Electra Lopez telling the LWO that it's basically that the LWO is basically dead. She walks away, and they get attacked by Legado del Fantasma. This is leading to a match at WrestleMania. We've talked about it. We know it's coming. They're just going to keep building it. We then get Judgment Day, Dom and JD versus Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. Obviously, we're going to keep saying it the more we see him. Pete Dunne is just a man. His joint manipulation, and you look only as good as the other wrestler allows you to look, and Dom sold very well. Sold very well for Pete. I am not a fan of Tyler Bate.
Not a fan of him?
I mean, he's cool and all. It's just he's weird. He's just like, I know that's kind of a shtick, but he's just a weird dude. I don't know. I mean, what do y'all? I mean, his stuff is cool, but what do y'all think about him?
Again, want to give him time. I mean, he's weird, but dude's strong. You see the moves he put out there. Dude's a beast.
But we've got a lot of the beasts going on.
That's
we don't need so much of that. We need technical, or honestly, what we're lacking in right now is the flash of the old. We're missing a lot of the old flashy, luchador movements, or the guys that just want to be in there and show the hell off, stuff like that. It just feels like our numbers in that area are a lot lower than they used to be.
More so the high rope kind of guys, the jumpers,
the high risks.
Yeah, I do get that. There is some lacking in that area.
Like everybody coming into WWE lately that I see, all the new prospects they bring in. Oh well, my shtick is that I'm just fucking big. Okay, and so is he, and so is he, and so is she. What's your point?
Yeah.
However,
show me something I haven't seen.
I will say, I will defend it a little bit. These big motherfuckers do get on the high ropes. They do get on the high ropes now, because you see with Bronson Reed, you see with Ivar, they are literally going topside, and that's something that we used to not see. Just imagine if Big Show went topside. That's what we're seeing a lot.
Also, let's not forget. Tyler Bate is he is a smaller guy. He's a beast in the sense of I guess his work ethic, the way he moves in the ring. He's obviously a workhorse and all that kind of stuff. I don't see a lot. I mean, it seems like you're talking more Lucha Libre, and I do kind of tend to agree. We do need some more flippy dippy doodahs, as some people might say. So I do agree with that wholeheartedly. But in this match, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate win via the double Tyler driver, which is a nice move. Priest and Balor come out to get involved, and they're fought off by Pete and Tyler. They then attempt to get in the ring, but Tyler and Pete run past them, slide outside, boom, clothesline, JD and Dom. Overall, decent match. Again, the people who have the skill versus the people who have to sell. Obviously in this match, it was Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne who had the skill, and Dom and JD, they were the ones who were making them look like $1,000. So it was very good. There's a Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller segment. They're all in the back. They're talking about how awesome they are, which is random. And KO shows up, and because they were just all like, "Look at you, look at you, look at you," and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" But KO shows up, and he says that he hopes that Logan Paul brings those brass knuckles to the Elimination Chamber so he can use them on him. And then, asks Austin Theory where his shirt is.
Where's your shirt?
Austin Theory's just out here without a shirt. And then as he walks away, Logan's like, "Dude, why didn't we just jump him?" He was like, "We could have all three just jumped him right there. Like, we didn't do it." He still walked. And then he's like, "Oh, well, it's too far now." Then Paul Heyman comes up, and he says he never liked Kevin Owens in the first place. Remember, Kevin Owens was one of Roman Reigns' first feuds when Roman Reigns, was in his first, I think, year of having the title. And he said the Tribal Chief wanted to see Grayson Waller. This puts us into our next match: Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford with Bobby Lashley and B-Fab versus the AOP with Karrion Kross and Scarlett at ringside. Obviously, things broke down at ringside after Scarlett and B-Fab get into an altercation. Then they all start fighting. Ultimately, AOP wins via the suplex neckbreaker powerbomb. I have asked multiple people what this is called, and everybody's like, "I don't know. It's a suplex neckbreaker powerbomb." I'm like, "All right, cool." So it's a suplex neckbreaker powerbomb. We're gonna call it the SNP until
the SNP.
We're gonna call it the SNP until we figure out a damn name. So again, AOP monsters, just like Nathan was talking about. Your monsters, so what? And that actually rings true for AOP, in my opinion. Your guys are monsters. So what? Big deal. What can you guys do? Can you guys talk on the stick? Like, what's going on? Then you turn around, you have Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, who, aren't gigantic. Now, Angelo Dawkins is big. He's not as big as the guys from AOP, but they can both, talk on the stick pretty well. They are very,
they can
very,
move it around.
Yeah, they're very
They're
well
agile.
rounded.
Yeah.
So I think we've talked about it before, but are we working this at WrestleMania? Like this whole Bobby Lashley, Street Profits, B-Fab versus AOP, Karrion Kross, and Scarlett, like a full 4v4? Are we working this at Mania? Or are we going to do the right thing and put the Street Profits in like a tornado tag match for the tag titles? Because I think I would like to see that too.
I think they're not going to do the right thing just yet because this beef with the Final Testament is just getting bigger and bigger. So I feel like that's going to be a match. They're going to do something between the next couple of weeks, and then it's going to be a match at WrestleMania, I'm pretty sure. Like maybe one of the open matches on the second day or something.
Yep. Yep. Oh, you got the whiskey there, Drush?
No. Tonight, this is the
Mountain Dew Hard.
Mountain Dew. Zero sugar, by the way.
Oh,
zero sugar.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
The weight loss journey continues.
Hey, I was gonna say, man, you can definitely tell you're losing weight, bro. I mean, you definitely tell. So, congratulations on that. So we're gonna move into the Dakota Kai segment. She's lying, right? Survey says.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Survey says. What are we thinking?
She's lying. She's gonna turn on Bailey.
Yeah.
They have a match tomorrow or Friday.
We are doing this tag match on Friday.
I think it's Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably, if she doesn't turn Friday, it's gonna seem like she messed up during the match to give them the loss.
Yep.
But she's gonna inevitably turn before WrestleMania.
Heard that. So yeah, there's not much really to go over. Dakota is kind of, in my opinion, feigning injury. Says that she got attacked by damage control in the back. There was no footage of this. There was no even like, they didn't even talk about it really after this. Like it's just, all right, it's like, all right, cool. This is all BS in my opinion. But we'll see. We could be getting worked. We have the Grayson Waller Bloodline segment. Basically, it was useless. Roman says to Grayson Waller, he says, I have something to tell you, but it's for yours only. We go to a commercial break and we don't figure out what the hell happened. That was it. It's crazy. So we got a Bobby and Drew segment. Bobby's arm is hurt in the back from the altercation with AOP and Karrion Kross. Drew walks up and says, I'll pray for you. Just funny. Then we go into our main event. LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre. So basically what's going to happen is at the very beginning, Logan Paul comes out to watch, get on commentary, and then eventually about 10 minutes into the match, KO makes his way down to commentary, which is good because Logan Paul is good on commentary. KO is amazing on commentary. I mean, obviously Logan Paul, he does similar stuff to what we're doing now on YouTube, right? He talks to different people, has different guests on his show, that kind of thing. So he's good. But KO, man, he's just someone who knows the business. So he's just, in my opinion, that's not that much better. He's funny, entertaining, whole nine. So KO mentioned that the only person he actually liked in the Rumble was Randy Orton, which was funny because he was taunting him in the Elimination Chamber anyway. So, in my opinion, the commentary actually overshadowed the match. Logan Paul says that KO is the Squidward of the WWE, which I thought was hilarious. That he doesn't take any joy in life or any joy in anything. And KO is basically like, I don't understand that reference. He's like, I'm 39 years old and I don't talk to kids on YouTube or whatever. So that was pretty good. LA Knight. There was a big superplex during the match. I always like mentioning the superplexes because I just personally like the superplexes. LA Knight wins via disqualification when KO attacks Drew. Basically, things broke down. People got hit. And KO said, screw this. I'm not going to be getting hit. Attacks Drew McIntyre. Hits him in the back. Ref says, what are you doing? Boom. Rings the bell. Bobby runs out. He spears Drew to get back at him, obviously. All participants, minus Randy Orton at first, are in the ring, and Drew ends up on top with a Claymore kick to Bobby, but Orton shows up with an RKO out of nowhere to end SmackDown, and that's kind of how SmackDown goes dark. Now, SmackDown was pre-recorded. Matches that were set for next week are the only ones that we know about is Bayley and Dakota Kai versus the Kabuki Warriors. So yeah, let's talk about it. What did you guys think about SmackDown overall? How'd you feel about it?
It was meh. More of just a show just to get to Elimination Chamber. It was nothing to write home about. Like, it had its segments where it was like, it's cool, but nothing shocking, nothing exciting. You know, just more so getting the story where it needs to go for the next night.
Yep. Yeah, it for a go home show, it definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't memorable, I guess is the best way to put it, right?
Right.